Hello. In this session, we are going to show you how you can use the UFT1 artificial intelligence and run test cases on the GUI on a Linux Mint machine. So it's the same use case like we have done in one of our videos before, where a test case was executed on an Ubuntu machine. This is the same, exactly. We will use the same application on the test, which is here Postman, and we will hit against the weather API to request one for London, one for Frankfurt, and receive a response. So let's go into the demo environment. So this will be, again, the weather API, similar like the one before with Ubuntu. And now we will go into our demo environment, which is here. We are again running the Chrome RDP. Here we can see this is our Linux Mint machine. Let me go here to the maximize it in the full screen, and this is the test. So we have created it in the same manner like we did for Ubuntu, and now I will just run it to see if this is running okay. So this test will also have two iterations. In the first iteration, it will launch Postman and send a request for the weather API for London. And in the next test case or test iteration, it should launch the same request, but with the city Frankfurt, and get the weather information for Frankfurt. So now Postman is opened. It's loading still. Takes a bit longer than normal. So let's see. So basically there. Now it opened a new tab. It will enter now the URL. Once the URL is entered, it should press on send. Request is sent. It will receive also a response, which we will just quickly, for the demo purposes, view in raw mode and capture for the right response text. Close the tab and exit now, in this case, using the menu. We will exit Postman. And the next iteration will exactly do the same, but with different data. So also this test is parameterized. The difference here is it's just on a different Linux operating system, which is Linux Mint. Before we had a Ubuntu machine where we have executed the test. So now Postman is up again. It should be fine, I hope. Still loading. Okay, so it opened now the new tab. It should enter again the different, this time with Frankfurt, the request. Pressed on send, receiving now the responses, checking the response, and that's about it. So it has closed the tab, and now it will close Postman. And once this is completed, we will go back to UFT and have a look on the results. So we can see this time I did know, I just have entered a checkpoint that everything is fine. So we can see here basically once it pressed on send. So it's also capturing the Linux UI objects in the same manner like it did with Ubuntu machine here as well. So you can see if I enter here the text, it has the text box captured, as well as here when we close something from the menu, it's entered there. And for this one, I required also around 5 to 10 minutes to build the test, so it was very quickly. And now let's take a view on the recognition, how the objects are recognized. Let me start Postman here and go to full screen. Now we can go back into the AI recognition. Once Postman is loaded, I will click on the UI of Postman, and then we will see how the different objects are recognized, which is exactly the same way they are recognized like in Ubuntu machine. So let's click on it. Now you can see it should identify the visual objects, the visual elements. And here you can see the plus button. We have here the environment, the sign in button, so runners, new, or if you want to highlight any kind of text, so you can also go on text and really click on the specified text and areas to make your test activity complete. So basically that was a quick run on Linux Mint machine using UFT artificial intelligence. And let's quickly go back here and open this one again. So basically the concept is that we used here the UFT machine, which is running on a Windows client through the Chrome RDP, which is through a browser based RDP access. We have connected to a Linux Mint machine where no UFT was installed. From there, we launched Postman and sent out the request for London and Frankfurt and received our feedback. So that's the way how artificial intelligence is going beyond what is possible today with test automation. So UFT is making the next step to cross operation system, bringing in support for support through the web RDP to operation system like Linux, CentOS, or even MacBook, or also Windows machine where no UFT will be required to be installed. It can directly work in the same manner like we have demonstrated in this video. Okay, that was it. Thanks a lot.